James Version says, he shall direct thy paths. I love the King James Version. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Kind of weird, but look at it. He shall direct thy paths. He's got a promise. He's got a promise to direct us. Every single day that I'm not traveling on the road, I leave my house and I go over to the nature trail that's at SUNY Binghamton. Right in your neighborhood now. Pops, you can start doing this. I love the nature trail because when I go there to walk, there's nobody around. It's just like, you just feel like you're in the evidence of God, you know, especially like this time of year. And a couple weeks ago, I'm walking and the leaves are beautiful. And then last night, I went out again. The snow's falling. I told Meredith, I'm like, hey, I got to go for a walk because it's my prayer walk. It's where I go to pray. It's where I go to seek the Lord. And it's awesome. I walk for about an hour and pray for about an hour. And the thing about it is, like this time of year, not so much with the snow, but yeah, with the snow, I guess. But this time of year, when all the leaves fall, it's been a really, really wet season too. So as you walk through the nature trail, you got to have some combat boots, man, because it's just muddy and it's wet. But I realize that as I walk through the nature trail, it's so beautiful. To look around, it's so beautiful. But when you're walking, you can't necessarily look up and look around, because if you do, you're liable to slip, trip, and fall. I mean, because you literally have to watch every single step that you're taking, because it's wet, man. There's leaves, there's mud, there's slippery rocks. I mean, every single step that you take, you've got to constantly keep looking down. And so many times in life, we've got this promise that he's going to lead us and he's going to guide us. And as children, because we are as children, like we looked at in Galatians, sometimes as children we get stubborn. We get impatient, you know. And we talk to God, our Father, and we're like, God, I want to know where I'm going to be a year from now. I want to know where I'm going to be 5 years from now. God, what are you doing? And sometimes he doesn't lead us like that. Sometimes he'll give us revelation. He'll give us visions of where we're going to be down the road and prophetic dreams of all that we're going to do in our life. But for the most part, when God leads us, man, it's like walking through the nature trail. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch every single step. And trust me, our God the Father's got the biggest floodlight that you'll ever need to see the rest of your life. But he doesn't choose to use that half the time, most of the time. He pulls out like that little keychain pocket flashlight. He's just going to show you. No, take that stuff. And you're like, man, God, I want to see the whole way. No, I'm going to take you step by step. But I promise to lead you.
That's good.
I promise to lead you. Listen, God's got the floodlight. He can do it. But you know what? Part of your growth as a human being, as a Christian, is to trust him. He's faithful. Man, he's faithful. And when he leads us, we've got to trust in him. One of the coolest passages, and people say it's one of the most beautiful passages in all the Bible, is Psalms 23.
Yes.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I'm going to read that again. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. This life is not all about us. This life is not all about our paycheck or our status or the things that we're going to do. We got to have that spirit of John, that we might decrease, that he might increase. We're living this life for his name's sake. And he's going to guide us in the paths of righteousness. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. Listen, God has an awesome promise to us to lead us every step of the way. And it's something we got to trust in him for. So we're gonna keep moving along with the attributes, and I want to look at the discipline of God. This is the second area of knowing the Father. But let's hit us with this next slide here. Okay, when we think of discipline, this is what we think of. You know what I'm saying? Get a little spanking. And one of the key verses that I want to look at when we come to discipline is in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verses 5 through 12. See, this is where people get that stereotype of God the Father, the angry one that's ready to hit us over the head every time we mess up. But let's understand why we go through discipline as children of God. It's written so perfectly in the book of Hebrews in this passage. It says, "And have you completely forgotten this word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his son? It says, 'My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you. Because the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastens after everyone that accepts him as a son. Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as his child. For what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us and respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirits and live? They disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in His holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. But later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weaklings. I asked my dad if I could share this story. He said, absolutely.